Hello everyone. In this session, I'm going to explain the serial communication using UART, which is present in LPC 1768 kit. The agenda of this program is to display the string hello world in the hyperterminal using the internal UART, which is present in 1768. In 1768 has 4 UARTs which can be numbered from 0 to 3, and pins are also named from, if it is a receiver pin it will be RxD0 to RxD3, and it is a transmitter pin, it is named from TxD0 to TxD3. And usually LPC 1768 pins are multiplexed for multiple functionality, so we need to configure the UART. You need to configure the LPC 1768 for UART functionality. The UART register which will be associated with LPC 1768 are THR, which contains the data which we need to transmit. FCR is the FIFO control register. LCR is the line control register which controls the UART frame. DLL is the least significant byte of the UART baud rate. DLM is the most significant byte of the UART baud rate. The steps which is used to configure the UART in LPC 1768. I have taken UART 0, the first UART for a configuration. Always first we need to configure the GPIO pin for UART 0, that is general purpose input output pin for a UART 0. Then configure the FIFO register, FIFO control register, which enables the registers, that is the first in first out register, and it can first we need to reset the transmitter and receiver of the FIFO. Then we going to configure the LCR, that is line control register, which controls the UART frames. How many data bits we need to transmit, how many stop bits should be, what is the parity, whether the parity should be set or not, or whether the baud rate should be set or not. That is what configured in LCR register. Then get the PCLK from, that is the peripheral clock, from the register called PCLK SELX register, which is present in 6th and 7th bits of the PCLK SELX register. Then using, if you know the PCLK, that is the peripheral clock, from this register, then you can calculate what is the DLM value, that is the higher byte and lower byte, in order to have the baud rate. If you want to have the baud rate like 9600, what should be the values which should be present in the higher byte and lower byte, that should be calculated. Then update that value, the DLL and DLM value, for the desired baud rate. After this, UART will be ready to transmit or receive the data at the specified baud rate. If you specify some baud rate, at the same baud rate you are going to receive or transmit the data from the UART. This is what the steps we need to follow to configure the UART 0. We're going to see the program now. You already know how the program can be written using the Keil software. You're going to use the Keil software to write a program. Going to take the file. From the file, you're going to select the new. In the new file, you're going to write the program. I have written the program here. I'll explain the program. This is what the UART program. I'm using the UART 0, and you know that hash include lpc17xx.h. This is the definition, and it includes all the header files in this hash include file. Then I'm going to call some delay. I'm initializing the delay, void delay, and I'll going to call for some UART initialization part, and I'm going to call for a interrupt part. Then after that, unsigned long int, I'm using some of the variable, that is r and I here. I'm assigning it as 0. Then I have taken the variable is called tx0 flag, that is assigned it to 0 initially. Then I have taken the variable called pointer. Then I have taken the variable in the array. I'm defining which string I want to transmit. Hello world which I want to transmit. Then /r represents after transmitting the first string, the hello word, it will go for the next line. That is what the /r represents. Coming to the main program. In the main program, obviously you should initialize the system initialization. Then you need to initialize the clock, that is system core clock update. It includes all the clocking of the LPC 1768. Then I'm going to initialize the UART 0. I'm using the UART 0 in the main program because I'm transmitting the data in a loop, that is while loop, continuously transmitting the data which I want to transmit. In the while loop, I'm assigning the array, that is which I have taken the hello word, that is assigned to a pointer, and I need to check it out while the pointer is not equal to null. If the pointer is not equal to null character, that means if the pointer is null means you don't have to transmit anything, you already transmitted something. So if it is a null character, if it is not equal to null character, then whatever the data which is in the pointer, that is transferred to the THR. As I said, THR is the transmit buffer register where you can store the data which you want to transmit, right? The THR is the transmit buffer register where you want to store the data which you want to transmit. That is what the data which is present in the pointer, that will be stored in the THR register. Okay, if the pointer is null, then you going to use the data and stored in THR register, and then do the increment of the pointer so that every letter will be passed and stored in THR register. Then I need to check it for the interrupts, whether you want to transmit or received. I want to transmit the data, that is what a hello word. I want to transmit the data hello word. I want to display this on a hyper terminal. So I need to check it for a interrupt which is occurred in the transmission. So I need to check the program, that is while transmission underscore flog is equal to 0. That means you need to check it for a transmission interrupt. This says that there is a interrupt occurred in a transmission, the data is ready for a transmission, then it will go for interrupt vector program. So this is the interrupt vector program. So while the transmission flag is equal to 0, it will be interrupted, the transmission part is interrupted, the transmission of the data is ready, then it will go for the interrupt program, that is void UART0 IRQ handler. Void UART0 IRQ handler is the interrupt vector program. Here I am taking the some variable int sat, that should be what that will be, the value of the int sat will be whatever the value which is present in the IIR. IIR is the interrupt identification register. It will identify whether the transmission should be done or at reception should be done. So interrupt identification register, the value which is present in the identification register, that will be stored in int sat. Then int sat now assigned with whatever the value int sat and with 06. 06 is you going to write the 06 in a bitwise, so it will be 0101. That means 0110, that 11 represents the transmission and receive, is only the operation, that is what the transmission and reception should be done, other operation should be masked. So the AND operation will mask all the other operations, only it can do the transmission and reception by masking with 06 value. The 2 is for transmission and 4 is for reception, so that you will get the value 6. The 2 value in the IAR, the 2 value is what for transmission, and the 4 value, the 4th bit will be the third bit, the second bit will be for the transmission and third bit will be the reception. The value if you get, the value will be 6, that will be masked with whatever the value with the int sat, so that you only have the operation is transmission and reception. you're going to mask all other functionality. And I'm doing only a transmission, so that going to check the condition is if int sat and 0 2, that is only for a transmission. If the functionality is masked with, that is only you should have the functionality that is transmission that will be ANDed with the int sat value. If that value is equal to 0 2, that means only transmission interrupt is occurred. Then you're going to set the transmission flag. You're going to set the transmission flag as FF or high, because here you're going to check whether the reception flag is high or not, a transmission flag is high or not. If the transmission interrupt is occurred, this while is continuously running, right? It is an infinite loop. In order to coming out from this infinite loop, what I'm going to do is, after transmission is enabled, interrupt is enabled, then I'm going to set the transmission flag as FF. Then it will coming out of this loop, then I'm going to set again the transmission flag to 0. This while transmission flag is equal to 0 says that just to identify the transmission interrupt is occurred or not. If it is occurred, only the transmission operation should be done. Then I'm going to again set the transmission flag is equal to 0, so that you can transmit the letters hello world properly. Okay. Then each and every letter should have some delay. For this you have written the for loop. Each and every letter, after H take some time to transmit the E, after E take some time to transmit the L. That is what the for loop. For I is equal to some 0, and it will be vary from 0 to 200. And after this you have some delay. Again you can write it for some delay. You can write either for loop for 2000 rather than 500, and delay 625. Rather than this, you can write a single for loop, that is you can have the value of I is 2000 up to 2000. This delay is to, after transmitting one string, after completely transmitting of a hello word, you can have some delay, again transmit the H. Okay, whatever this delay is to transmit each and every letter, and outer delay is to transmit the hello word completely one after the another. This is what the main program. You're going to transmit the data using the transmitter interrupt. If the transmitter interrupt occur, then go for calling the interrupt vector and going to check with the value is 06. If it is 06, again you check with the 02, only transmission part. If the value is 02, then going to set the transmission flag. Then you're going to transmit the next letter with some delay. Okay, this is the main program of the transmission of the hello word. In order to do this transmission, you need to initialize the UART, right, in the LPC 1768. In order to do the initialization of the UART, you should use some of the commands. This is what some of the lines you need to execute in order to initialize the UART. Since UART is a peripheral device, I need to energize this peripheral device. I'm going to use the UART 0, the first UART, that is named as UART 0. In order to use the UART 0, I should power up that UART 0 by using the statement called LPCSC PCON P. PCON P, peripheral control. This is what the PCON P, power control for peripheral register. This is used to energize the UART. Using this PCON P, you can energize the UART. I'm going to use only a UART 0. UART 0, it will be energized by using a third bit. If I make the third bit as 1, the value of the PCON P will be 8. Okay, the third bit is used for UART 0. In order to power up the UART 0, I should make a third bit as a logic 1. It will give the value is 8. Okay, the first bit is 0, second bit is 0, third bit is 0, and the fourth bit is, it will start from 0 bit, 1 bit, 2 bit, 3 bit. The third bit should be high. It will give the value of 8 for UART 0. Okay, To enable the transmission and reception of this UART 0, I'm using UART 0 now. UART 0 is enabled with the that is what the third bit, that is the fourth bit of the PCON P. If I use the PCON P fourth bit or from 0 to third bit, then the value of UART 0 will be powerized. In order to enable the transmission and the reception, what we need to do is I'm going to use the pin number called pin 0.2 is for a transmission of the UART 0. 0.3 is the transmission for reception for UART 0. Okay, this pin 0.2 is connected to the bit is called 4th and 5th bit and with the functionality 0 1. If the 4th and 5th bit is, if the functionality is 0 1, it will act as a transmission for a UART 0. Same thing, 6th and 7th bit is 0 1 functionality, then it will act as a reception. Okay, 4th bit and 5th bit is 0 1 for a transmission, 6th and 7th bit used for the reception. So the value will be what? 0 to 3 bit will be 0, 4th bit is 1, 5th is 0, 6th is 1, 7th is 0, the value will be 5. The pin select, I'm going to use the pin select, that is what the second line, pin select 0, because the port 0 is using, 0.2 and 0.3 are using, that is the value. If I can give the value is 50, then you're going to energize the transmission and reception of the UART 0. Okay, next is the UART 0 with the functionality called LCR is a line control register which controls the UART frame. Okay, how many bit you want to transmit, what is the length of each bit you want to transmit, what's the number of stop bits you want to use, and whether you need to set the parity or not. That is what discussed in the UART frame, that is with the line control register. Okay, in the line control register, the bit 0 and 1 used to identify the what is the word length. Usually the characters, alphabet characters, usually will take 8-bit character length for alphabets. So the functionality for a bit 0 and bit 1 is 1 1. If the functionality for a bit 0 and bit 1 is 1 1, then 8-bit character length is chosen. Okay, then usually in the communication system, we always use the one stop bit. So bit 2 is the one stop bit by selecting it as 1. Okay, bit 3 is a parity enable. I am not going to enable the parity because the parity enable is used only in a ITC coding techniques like Huffman coding, like that. If I am not using any coding techniques here, so I am not enabling the parity here, that is bit 3 should be 0. Bit 4 and 5, that is also related to the parity, so I am not enabling any parity, so 4 and 5 bit should be also 0. The 6th bit, break control, I am not using this concept, I am not breaking any of the program here, so I am not at all using the bit 6. In the bit 7, it is a divisor latch access bit. Here this bit should be used to give the value or to access the two register called DLL and DLM. DLL is a register that is a lower byte of the baud rate, and DLM is a register which is a higher byte of the baud rate. These two registers should be used by using the bit 7. So bit 7 should be high. Okay, bit 0 and 1 should be 1 1, bit 2 should be 0, bit 7 should be 1. That is what a line control register. If I use the enable divisor latch, that is the bit 7 is 1, parity should be 0, and stop bit should be 1 because I am using only a single stop bit, and I am using 8-bit word length, that should be 1 1. Okay, so that the value is the 0th bit should be 1, 1th bit should be 1, and I am not enabling any parity 0, I am not enabling any parity related, that is also 0. And coming to the 7th bit should be 1 as I am using the divisor latch. Okay, the value of this will be 83. So the value of LCR should be 83 because I am using the enable divisor latch, I am parity disabled, one stop bit and 8-bit word length. If I use these functionality, then value of the LCR should be 83. That is what they have written here. The LPC UART 0 LCR will be equal to value is 83. Okay. Next is I'm using the two register called DLM and DLL, which is used to select the baud rate. I'm selecting the baud rate is 9600. I'm selecting the baud rate. In order to select that baud rate, how the value of this DLM and DLL should be calculated. Thus, value of the baud rate, value of the DLL and DLM is calculated using the equation called baud rate is equal to PCLK, that is the peripheral clock, divided by 16 times of 256 into DLM plus DLL into 1 plus divide add value divided by multiple value. Usually divide add value should be 0 for baud rate generation. So this divide add value will be 0 for baud rate generation. 0 by anything will be 0. 1 plus 0 will be always 1. Okay. Then what? PCLK, that's a peripheral clock. Usually the system clock will be 12 megahertz. If you want to check the what is a peripheral clock, usually it is divided by 4. You have a 4 peripherals UART, so you're going to divide it by 4. System clock is 12 megahertz, divided by 4, you will get it as 3 megahertz as a PCLK value. Okay. And usually the higher byte of the DLM, that is register, will be taken as 0 value. Using this data, you can calculate what is the value of a DLL for a given baud rate. For a given baud rate is, if the baud rate is 9600, then what should be the DLL value? That will be 9600 will be equal to PCLK is 3 megahertz, 16 into 256 into DLM is 0 plus DLL into 1 plus 0 by 1. So this term also vanishes and this term also vanishes. You left with what? 3 megahertz divided by 16 into DLL, right? So I require the DLL value. So divide 3 megahertz 16 into 9600. Your DLL value will be 19.53, which is in a decimal. Convert into hexadecimal, the value will be 30. Okay, the value will be 30. You can observe the DLM value, usually it will be taken as 0, and DLL value can be calculated for a baud rate 9600. It can be calculated as 13. It is in the hexadecimal. You can change the baud rate. You can change the baud rate for different baud rates, and the calculation will be remain same. In the place of 9600, which baud rate you want, you can apply that and calculate the DLL value and substitute the DLL value in the program. Okay. Then again they are using the statement called LCR. They are using the LCR value is 3. Okay. Before setting the DLM and DLL value, the LCR value is 83. You can observe the LCR value is 83 before setting the DLM and DLL register. After setting the DLL and DLM register, they have used the statement called LCR is 03. LCR is 03. So you can observe the 7th bit is 1. You can observe the 7th bit in the LCR is 1. It is to activate the DLB, that is divisor latch access bit. Using that you can access the data DLL and DLM. Once the DLL and DLM data is fixed, that should not be altered throughout the program. In order to disable whatever the value which is fixed in this register, so you're going to disable the data or the bit 7. Okay, you're going to disable the bit 7 in LCR. If you're going to disable the bit 7 means the 7th bit becomes 0, only left with the first 2 bits, that will what the 1 stop bit and 8-bit word length, which is the word length you want to transmit is 8-bit word length, that is what 1 1 bit 0 and bit 1. So LCR value becomes 03 because I'm disabling the registers. The register should not be altered. The value of the register should not be altered by giving the LCR value as just 3. If I give the LCR value is 83, using this concept you can alter the DLL and DLM value. Once the register is fixed, you can go for locking the registers using the value of LCR is 3. Okay. The next statement is you are using the FCR register, and if using the FCR register and the value is 7. So FCR register, as I said, it is a FIFO control register. This controls the data which is present in transmission and reception. So in the FIFO control register, the first bit will be FIFO enable. You need to enable the first in first out service. Okay, that should be what? Bit 0. Bit 0 should be 1. Then bit 1. Bit 1 is used to reset the reception, that is the data which is present in the register reception FIFO register, that should be reset using the bit 1. If I writing the logic 1 in the FCR, then it will going to disable or they reset the receiver FIFO value. Same thing, bit 2 is used to reset the transmitter FIFO value. So the first is going to enable the FIFO register. The first 0th bit is going to enable the FIFO register. First bit is going to reset the data which is present in receiver FIFO value, and you're going to reset whatever the value present in transmitter FIFO register. Okay, so using this you can observe the first 3 bit are 1, that will be gives the value is 7. Okay, the FCR value is 7. In order to use only the FIFO register, going to reset the transmitter and receiver FIFO, then going to enable the FIFO register. Next is IER. IER is called as an interrupt enable register. This is used to enable the receiver and transmitter interrupt. So whenever the transmission has to be happen, the transmission interrupt has to be occur. In order to receive the data, receiver interrupt has to be occur. In order to do that, that will be in the register called IER, interrupt enable register. Interrupt enable register, the first bit I'll call it as an that is what a receiver, which enables the receiver data interrupts, and bit 1 which enables the transmitter data interrupts. So writing 1 to the bit 0 and bit 1, it enables the receiver interrupts and transmitter interrupts. So the value is 3. The last 2 bits are, that is bit 0 and bit 1 should be 1 1, that gives the value is 3. So IER value is 3. It enables the transmitter and receiver. Okay, then NVIC, that is what the nested vector interrupt control, which enables your interrupts. Either you can go for a transmitter and receiver interrupts. This is what it assigns the address to the interrupt, either to the transmitter interrupt or to the receiver interrupts. It automatically generates the address of the interrupts. So usually in 8086 or 8085 we need to give the address of the interrupts, but in this microcontroller, the NVIC, the nested vector interrupt control, it will only assign the address for the transmitter and receiver. This is the how the UART 0 can be initialized. These are all the lines which is used to initialize the UART 0. Okay, if you do the initialization using UART 0, UART 0 will be enabled and the interrupts will be enabled. After enabling the interrupts, you're going to pass the data which is present in the array, that will be pointed to the pointer, and if the pointer is null, then we're going to store the data which is in the transmitter buffer register. Then checking for the transmitter flag. If the transmitter flag is 0, then going to transmit each and every letter by letter, you're going to transmit with some delay. That is what the delay here. This is what the program, the logic of the program in order to transmit the string hello world to the hyper terminal. We'll see how it can be executed. After this program, you're going to see how the program can be executed using a Keil software, or in the Keil you're going to write the program. This is what the Keil, you're going to write the program. After writing the program, we're going to save with the .c extension. Okay, after that, in the system.c, if you going to check the system.c, 298 and 300 line, if you check the system.c, 298 and 300 line, the peripheral setup should be peripheral 0 and peripheral 1 always should be the value is 0. it should be the value 0. If it is not, only alter the line is 298, that is define PLL 0 setup should be 0, and 300 define PLL 1 setup should be 0. Make the correction if it was 1, okay, or else leave it as it is. Then go for a configure wizard. In the configure wizard, all the peripheral clocks should be equal to the system clock always. If it is not, then make the selection P clock is equal to C clock, okay. After that, coming for the kit connection, the kit interface with the system, you're going to use the serial communication cable that will be connected to the CPU and power cable to the LPC kit. After that, we're going to use the Flash Magic software to dump the program to the LPC 1768. Select appropriate the communication port and baud rate will be 9600. Then browse for your hex file, then give the start. This green line should be finished. After green line is ended, you will get the finished as a program has been dumped. Then go for tools, terminals, select the appropriate COM port and select the baud rate. Baud rate is 9600 and give the OK. You're going to display the data, that is what the string hello word in the hyper terminal. Okay, you're going to display the hello word string in the hyper terminal. You can go for an option and clear the whatever the screen, and again it's going to start the transmission of your data hello world. Again you're going to receive the data hello world in the hyper terminal. This is how the program can be executed or how the program can be dumped, and you can see the data in the hyper terminal. Another way you can check the program whether the program is right or wrong. After writing the program in the Keil software, you will going to save it in a .c file, right, and add it to your target. After that, go for debugging it. Once the debug is completed, you can observe there is 0 errors and 0 warnings. After that, you can going to check the logic of the program, and you can see the output here also. Go for start and stop debugging session, click OK. It going to give the register values, what are all the register which is used for this program, that is what displayed in the left side, and this is what the program. This program will be executed line by line, okay. Then the select the, you can go for here, you have the UARTs, UART1, UART2, UART3. Select the first UART where you want to display the data. Select the UART1, first UART, and do the run operation. F5R, you can see the GUI here, you can click on it. After, as soon as run, your hello world will be displayed in the UART1 section, okay. This is also another method. Without the kit, you can check it out whether the program is right or wrong. If the program is right or wrong, you can check it out here itself without the LPC kit. That is what it will be displayed in the UART section. I'll repeat it again. Go for stop and start debugging section, click OK. It will give all the register details and the program which can be executed step by step. I'll going to display the data which is in the UART1. Click on UART1 here and do the run operation. The hello word will be displayed in the UART1 section, okay. You can do the UART, have initialize the UART0. You can initialize for a UART1, or you can change the baud rate for 9600. I have done the baud rate for 9600. You can do it for any other baud rate. You need to calculate the DLL and DLM value and follow the same procedure, and you can able to display the data which is on the UART1. You can change the what is the array hello world. You can change the hello world and check it out whatever the data which will be displayed in the UART1 section, or else you can change the baud rate and check it out, and also you are change the UART. Since LPC 1768 has 4 UARTs, I've used the UART 0. You can change the UART value, UART 1, UART 2, UART 3. According to that, do the initialization. This initialization will be vary for the different UARTs. The pincon P will be vary. Check it out in the data sheet and put the value for pincon P and check it out all the pin select value for UART 1 or UART 2 or UART 3. Check it out what will be the values for the DLL and DLM if the baud rate is changed. Do the changes in this program. The main program will be remain same. Change the initialization program according to your needs. Then do the run. And you can observe the data which is on the hyper terminal if you have the kit, or else you can check it out without the kit also. This is all about how the UART used to transmit your data and you can receive the data in the hyper terminal. Thank you.